Hi, welcome to the Retirement Railroad Matinee Modeling Tip of the Day. I'm Steve, and it's time to install at least the first section of our toothpick fence. All right, now that it's all weathered and signage put on it, so we're gonna put long straw-like static grass, 7 millimeter, along where the fence will run. To show that it hasn't been mowed and in a long time, and back in those days, back in the mid-60s, mid to late 60s, didn't have string trimmers, weed eaters. So we're gonna go ahead and put that down. We're gonna drill the holes and glue the fence into place. So stay tuned. As you can see, I've got the area where the fence is going taped off on each side. Right, this will give me a strip that I can apply the spray glue to and limit down how much static grass I'm going to put underneath the fence. All right. Back in the day, you didn't have weed eaters and such, so it was not uncommon. Especially in businesses such as this one, an auto seller's junkyard, to have overgrown grass along the fence. Now I'm using 7 millimeter static grass. They call it straw. Right there, I am applying the 3M77 spray adhesive and my homemade static grass applicator, and it does a great job. And I actually have where you can adaptable to plug in, but I find the battery works just as good for me as having it plugged in. So I just want to get a thorough coating on it. Now, one thing I screw up on, I keep telling myself, but I do it anyway, is to remove static grass, because there's spray adhesive on the tape, so the static grass sticks to the tape and is wasted. Whereas if I would have peeled it off before applying the static grass, I would have been able to vacuum all the excess off. As it stands here, I'm only able to vacuum it off of the non-taped areas that don't have any glue. So I like to vacuum as fast as I can afterwards, and because that also helps tease the static grass and help it lift up even more, and it gives a really outstanding effect. And you'll see some shots as we go of how well the static grass actually stands up. Right, now you notice that is the gap between the layout and the lift out section. All right, now you'll see in a bit how I cover that up where you actually don't notice it. All right, now I'm going to layer in a second, I guess I wish I could spell a little bit better, application of the static grass. That actually helps it clump up in the tufts a little bit more, and you'll see the effect. And again, with 7 millimeter straw. And again, I screw up. I'll apply the adhesive. A little bit better job with the adhesive on this round. And I forget to pull the tape up again. Now, between the first layer and the second layer, a whole day went by. Okay, so it's not. It gives it a chance to the first application to dry before you apply the second. Now you can see that row where the fence is actually going to go. We'll have to tease it up a little bit more with the vacuum and spread a little bit more out there, whatever's left in the cup of the applicator. Now, if you wonder how that applicator is made, you can check out previous tips of the day. You can see the vacuum lifting off the excess that's not on the glue, and it's teasing up, making that other stand up even straighter. Next thing I need to do is I lay the fence out so you can see where all the posts are, and I go ahead and mark where those posts line out. Alright? I just put a little Sharpie dot down. Now, where most of the fencing goes, it's foam, but right here on the edge, it's wood. Okay? Where it's just foam, you can use a small Phillips screwdriver and poke a hole that those posts will fit down into. However, here on the wood, I actually have to drill it. Okay? So I'll set the fence aside and get in there with my good old DeWalt. I really want the fence as close as possible to that seam between the two sections. And it's a good picture of the back. Now, I did have a couple posts that did not line up perfectly with the holes that are drilled. So I took my small side cuts and cut those posts off. But I did use wood glue on these posts for this section so that it holds firmly in place. Now on each end, plenty of room. Not a problem. Now, on the end of the fence, where the fence goes, I have two small sections, removable fencing that pull out. There you get an idea of the static grass, how well it looked down as a close up. And the seam, now you see the long straw up against the fence, and then you see a darker line area, so to speak. That is when I had the lift out section off, I put a bead of glue gun across there and used some lichen or moss, thin stripe of that along that edge. Then when I came back to do the static grass on the other sections of fencing, I added some across the top of that as well to help camouflage that seam. And in addition, by the time I start putting junk in that junkyard, you won't be able to see it either. Alright, this is the front of Woody's here. Now that it's done in a night view. I was delayed in doing the rest of the fencing because I ran out of flat toothpicks. None of the stores around here had any, but Amazon to the rescue. Now in that interim, I did use some of the 6 scale foot pieces of toothpicks and made the rail gate and the driveway gate. And there you just have a kind of a closing shot there of Woody's. So, I apologize for the delay since the last installment, but out of stock on the toothpicks kind of threw me for a loop. All right. So, anyway, I want to thank you for joining me here at the Retirement Railroad, Matinee Modeling Tip of the Day. I'm Steve, and y'all have a great day. Bye now.